Hello, everybody. My name is Braden, and welcome to the Epileptic Gamer Podcast. Today, I'm joined by my guest, Jacob. I'm
Hi.
joined by my other two guests, Dylan and Ian. Say hi.
Hello, everybody. My name is
Hello, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
We're just messing with you. We wanted to switch things up.
No, this is my
Getting all
podcast.
silly is all.
Yeah, just decided to get a little bit silly. Why not? After the little thank you we did previously, but this is recorded right after, so my voice might still be acting up a bit, but we are gonna dive straight into it. Hollywood does not know how to do Minecraft. I mean, we all saw the Minecraft trailer, and my first thought was Borderlands is a 10 out of 10. Like, I want to understand so we are, without telling us, without giving us away, we are all related to movies in a very strong sense. Is that the best way to describe ourselves?
I'd say so.
I would say so.
Yeah, without giving too much away, we are all related to movies in a very well-versed environment. So,
yeah, my dad's Leonardo DiCaprio, so just to let you know, that's how I'm related.
Brandon DiCaprio, who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
But, so this is why we were going to bring it up, because Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is coming out. I don't know the release date, nor do I feel like looking it up. This was kind of a spur-of-the-moment episode. But
Sonic is like Christmas.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ian coming in clutch.
December 22nd.
Dylan coming even more clutch.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Exact date.
We even got the exact
2020.
date. But in all honesty, we need to have a serious talk about Hollywood right now and how bad they've been failing video games at the moment.
Yeah, Gran Turismo is actually one of the worst movies ever made. Oh God.
Boo, I disagree.
I disagree strongly with Braden. That's just me.
I legitimately disagree in every way, shape, and form. For those of you that are wondering, I am a fan of the Gran Turismo movie. Braden is not. Also,
so much.
Braden has a very weird taste in movies. So this is gonna be a
That's
fun episode.
I don't think I have a weird taste in movies. I think I have a pretty sensible taste in movies.
But we want to bring this up because Minecraft is just, well, it's a thing. Like, is that what the best way of saying it? It's
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I mean,
a
the movie-
thing, alright.
I think the movie looks amazing, personally.
you do?
Absolutely.
Who are we lying to, bro?
Yeah,
Lying.
bad taste right there, man.
There's your bad taste.
And
No,
you wonder
yeah,
why we
the
say
movie-
he has bad taste. Yeah.
No, I'm trolling. I'm trolling. The movie looks like trash. I was just joking.
And
There's a creeper right behind me, isn't there?
at least Jack Black actually looks like Jack Black.
What do we call you, Mr. Brine? Oh, my first name's Hero.
I'm surprised I didn't even show him. Like, if you look at that trailer, I'm thinking to myself, the Herobrine is going to be the last shot. They don't show him.
Dude, Herobrine's too
They
much
did.
of like.
It's Jason Momoa.
Is that who it
Here's the
is?
thing.
Yeah, that's a twist, man.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't catch on to that. Good to know.
W. Dylan, as always.
True. Movie king.
All right, Braden, I cut you off. Go ahead. Speak.
So what I was gonna say is that I don't know where I was going. I think I lost my train of thought.
All right, let's cut right back into, let's talk about Borderlands. Because that was a big topic. And actually, one of my best episodes, I think, now that I look at it.
I'll be right back.
Oh, all right. There goes Brandon for a bit. So it's just me and Dylan and Ian.
That's fine.
Ah, we got this.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, Dylan, we all looked at each other at the theater, and we all looked at it like, okay, there was parts that were good and parts that were bad. Most of the parts are bad.
What parts?
Like, that's exactly what parts. I want you to not be an asshole here and think about this. Genuinely think.
Okay, I'm thinking.
What parts of the movie did you like?
Like the first 2 acts, like low key, they're not actually not bad.
That's fair.
Like, it has a solid foundation, but then the way
Like it's there. Like if you haven't seen the games, which I haven't seen it, like the first 2 acts are like a solid like movie in itself. Like, without the game, like it would have been just a good solid movie.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ian, same thing that go with you?
Kind of. I think for me, Borderlands is like really fast paced. So I don't know if like people who have never played the games would like understand. But if you have played the games, then it's just kind of like, well, you know the entire twist. I don't want to say it if people haven't seen it.
Good.
You know? But like you kind of just know.
Hang on. I'm gonna cut you off. People haven't seen it.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
8 million. 8 million. That's just how bad it was.
Yeah, we might have been one of like 20 people who've seen the movie. Think about that.
Yeah.
Movie's
Oh, Brayden's back.
Yeah.
Hi, Brayden.
Welcome back. Okay, so Brayden, we were talking about what parts of the Borderlands movies did you like? This is without being a jerk, like being dead honest.
I'm gonna be honest. The only real things about the movie I liked were like some of the acting and like some of like the character designs. That's literally it. Other than that, it was just kind of a really boring, like generic sci-fi fantasy thing that I just didn't really care about. And like, I'm not that big into the games, but like I know enough to know that it's not like a good representation of the games, like at all.
I heard someone. I think this is probably the best way of describing it. A Guardians of the Galaxy wannabe.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I don't know how well you guys agree with that, but I feel like that's probably the best way of saying it.
That's a W take.
Yeah, it's like a Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like that's what they wanted to shoot for, but they didn't quite hit the mark. Does that make sense? Like, they were aiming for the bullseye, but they just completely missed the target in general.
So, okay, I got a question. So, do you think that was intentional? Do you think Hollywood was like, okay, we don't know how to do this video game movie. Let's take one of the most popular franchises right now in the world, Marvel, and kind of like try to replicate that formula of just like, hey, it's just Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's Borderlands. Do you think that was like intentional or no?
I want to start, and I want to go around the room. No, I don't. I truly don't think that was intentional. I think they actually tried. Which says a lot.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Dylan, what about you?
They tried, but they also did that with Uncharted, and they failed too, so...
Hold up.
That's what they do.
I like Uncharted. You got to give them credit. They're making a second one. They tried, and I think they did well. Playing all the games now, knowing what the material is, it's pretty funny to see how you can't take it one for one. That's something that they can't do, which is unfortunate. At the same time, I wish they wouldn't have introduced Chloe as the first person. It should have stuck with Elena. And they should have... for example, you want to go with source material, you want to call it Uncharted. Chloe doesn't get introduced until the second game. And Sully is already known in the first game. There is no need to introduce people like this, because the people that are going to see the movie, they're going to know who they are. And Elena is probably the person that they saw at the end of the movie. So it just comes down to the fact that Uncharted is a good movie, in my opinion, but they failed in multiple levels. That's my take.
Yeah, like the casting.
I'll be down in a minute.
Explain.
Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, I'm going to give you Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is, I'll give you that one. I think the best way of looking at the Uncharted movie is that was the first time of dipping their toes into the water and seeing what stuck. And I think some parts of it did stick. That's why it's getting a sequel. But I don't think you're going to see Gran Turismo get a sequel. You're definitely not going to see a Minecraft or Borderlands sequel.
Handsome Jack.
You had one shot with Borderlands, and if you were going to nail it, it was going to be with Handsome Jack. They chose not to do Handsome Jack. They made their bed. So, I think that's the same thing with Minecraft. Someone animated the Minecraft trailer, and it worked. It made it look like such a better movie. Like, it comes down to the point where this should have been animated. It blows my mind, and Ian, I'm going to go onto the arcane spectrum a bit.
Okay.
I promise I won't stay on it for too long. It blows my mind that you have Arcane and Cyberpunk on Netflix that were incredible. And Arcane is considered one of the best shows of all time when it comes to animation. And Cyberpunk is considered one of the best shows on Netflix. Then we go to the movie end of the spectrum and we get Borderlands. I say it once and I'll say it again. Make it make sense. I don't see the parallels of how we can get from Arcane, which nearly got a perfect score from both critics and the audience, to whatever the fuck Minecraft is going to be.
What do you think about... So, as a lot of people know, Nintendo's kind of dipping into the movie realm. What are your thoughts on the Mario movie? How do you think that played out for Hollywood? It made a lot of money.
Yeah, you got the name going for it. I could throw the name of... You can make a jury movie from the X-Men, throw Marvel in front of it, and it'll make you $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's not how that worked for the Marvels.
Yeah, but you're telling me Minecraft don't got the name?
Oh, it's gonna make $1 billion, like easily. But is it gonna be a good film? I don't know. I think Mario was okay. I don't think it was a bad film. I think the passion was there.
I think Mario had the right idea, just not the right execution.
Yeah, it was just missing something. It just felt a little safe.
Like, I didn't like how they said, "Oh, we only do those voices for the commercial." What? No. I kind
of
like the Italian voices.
Yeah, I personally met. This is not a flex. I actually met the voice of Mario, and I almost wanted to ask him, "What do you think about the voices in the Mario movie?" Because if he would have voiced them, I would have been so much more happy.
I mean, he has like a character in the movie where he voices like a normal sounding dude. They could have just brought him in, like as a like they could have played up the Italian accent for like parts of the movie, but like he could have just sounded like a normal dude.
Yeah, and the dude's humble as hell. He is so happy to talk to people, which is nice to see. And that's what I think Hollywood needs to lean into, is you don't find these actors that are complete dickheads, in any sense of the word.
Chris
True.
Like, is Chris Pratt actually an asshole? I didn't notice.
Yep.
This is new light for me. Huh. Breaking news on my end.
You got that Marvel ego now.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Marvel does that too.
Nah, Jurassic Park ego.
Oh, bang on. I disagree with the Jurassic Park ego. That's going to go downhill fast.
It already went downhill. It's already bad.
No, I'm saying it's going to go downhill more fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be rough. But I think the reason why Hollywood can't do it, and this is just my personal opinion, is because they don't know how. They look at the games and they see that's a big money game. We can make money. Borderlands was that exact situation. For a very long time, Borderlands was a household name in the gaming industry. So they see that, and naturally, boom, that's what we want to do. And it flopped so hard that it was out of theaters within 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know the best way of saying it other than you guys fucked up in a massive way. You cannot just go off a name alone. That's what they need to step back and open up the curtains. Like, where did we go wrong? You're going wrong by assuming that just because there's a big name attached to it, that doesn't mean the movie's going to do well. You need to respect the source material. And they tend to do that with Borderlands. Also, you got to cast right, but that's besides the point.
That's something else. Do you think for, like, you were talking about the animated video game adaptations, like Arcane and stuff, do you think like Hollywood has more of an appreciation for like the animated side, that they kind of have like, all right, well, we know how to like adapt this better because the original was animated. Like the video games are obviously not live action or anything, so maybe they have something where it's like, okay, we know how to adapt this easier, so we'll just keep it as this. Maybe that's why, like, if they try to bring it to live action, it's just like, well, how do you like make this look good, you know?
Though, I'd like to get your answer first because you're kind of a Arcane fan now. I have to think about my answer.
Nah, fan is crazy.
What? You don't like it? Or, if you don't want to answer that, I have another question.
Yeah.
Do you think Wes Ball's live action Legend of Zelda is going to turn out good? Because he's a fan of the games. He's a big
Depends.
He's a big fan of the games, so he might do it good. I don't know.
It comes down to... Okay, so I have my answer on the animation front. I think on the animation, when you have a team that respects everything and they know what to do, like they had... Like League of Legends has been around for God knows how long.
Right.
They had... Like, okay, we can make a special story here. Tale of Two Sisters, and it's not going to be lore yet. So we make it a prequel. It does so well, they make it fucking lore. Yeah, that's great. Now they have... That's why I think Arcane did so well, is because they didn't need to worry about making this a live action adaptation. They didn't have to worry about any story lore. They just had to worry about making a good story with beloved characters, with Jinx, Vi, Caitlyn, and all these characters, and they did. And that's why I'm pumped for season 2, because the trailers, holy shit, they're going to be great. But that's...
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm going on a tangent in Arcane. We're not focusing on that at the moment. But I think that's why Hollywood respects that side of things, is because they have more of an outline. Like, Disney is probably the best way of explaining of a biggest downfall I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You cannot in any way explain to me how you're going to go from Wish and explain how bad, and then all of a sudden Moana is probably going to do very well.
Can't wait for that.
Disney is going to be one of those movies where it's just like, we understand we are fucking up, but at the same time, we don't know how we're surviving. So, to get back on the whole Hollywood with video games topic, I think they just don't respect it. I think a lot of people in the acting world are stuck in their own ways. They are told, no, this is how the story is supposed to go. Like, let me take Tomb Raider, for example. They were probably told, here is the 2013 Tomb Raider. Play it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of them did. And they just kind of said no. I'm sure that's exactly probably what they said. They are stuck in their own ways to the point that, hey, we don't need you. We don't need source material. Just give us the name, give us the character, and we promise we'll deliver. Look how that turns out.
Yeah, then they don't deliver at all.
Now, Dylan, you've been silent for a bit, so I kind of want you to talk. So, go ahead, please. Shoot your shot.
About what?
Like, how do you think Hollywood is failing in the video game spectrum of things?
It's because they do it wrong. That's why.
You want to continue on, or is that how you're going to leave it?
Yeah, I'll continue. Like Arcane, it's set in like in the past, so they have a chance to do their own type of like story and stuff.
Yeah, like
You know. So like if it goes wrong, it's just a prequel, so we can just retcon it easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they have that ability and they have the it's just the ability. They have the luxury of retconning, and
Oh,
that's not what a lot of other video game movies have. When you're doing live action, you're stuck with what you got. You don't have a prequel. So you better hope you nail it on the first try, or you're not going to do well.
Yeah.
Brayden, you've been silent for a bit, and I feel bad, so please, if you want to talk, go ahead.
No, I'll talk. I think for like video game movies these days, I don't know why, it just feels like they just pick the coolest parts out of like a video game movie and just make it into a movie, like Uncharted.
That's a nice opinion, Ian. Anyway, so I
let
think
him cook. I want to.
so I think their biggest problem is that like they kind of just read over Wikipedia pages and they don't really like incorporate the actual story of the game.
Literally.
Damn, that's actually not a bad idea of how you can explain shit like that. I didn't even think about it like that. They probably just read a synopsis of a series and said, okay, we can do that. Oh, whose phone is on? Wait, that's professional, guys. Come on.
Brayden.
Mute your phone.
So professional. It's a good thing we're not professional podcasters, guys, because we would probably lose so many viewers.
Sorry, my 17 girlfriends were calling me. I was just, I had to answer them.
Hey.
17 or 17-year-old.
PG-13. PG-13.
Hey, guys, chill out here.
Calm it down. I don't want to have to bleep some shit. I don't want to hire an editor.
I got you. 50 an hour.
I'll happily edit for you and make it worse. Good.
Hey, I'm already on a budget. Please, let's keep the references down a bit. But to get back on track here, I think, Brayden, you said it best. They're like, look on the Wikipedia page and it's just like, okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. I 100% agree with what you said. Like, I don't think you can describe it better. And if you could, I'd love to hear what other people think.
No, it makes sense. That was literally what I was going to say till Brayden, might have interrupted me, but that's okay. I was just going to say, like, in like Uncharted, they did, like, the Nathan Drake falling out of the plane. That was not the first game.
Number 4, actually.
That was
the third game, actually.
Or 3,
That was
3 is
third.
3.
Like, they just kind of pick, like, oh, this was cool in the video games. Let's just go there. And if you're going to do that, like, why not just, if you're going to, like, literally use moments from the game, why don't you just adapt the game 1-to-1? Or just not use moments from the game and make it your own original story. Kind of like what Arcane did. Like, that was all original. They didn't use anything from the game. They used the characters, but that was it. Not like moments from League.
Yeah.
Oh God, I want a Dark Souls show so bad.
Ian, I pitched this to you a while ago. I always thought an Alcatraz idea would be fun to do in Uncharted. I think I even brought it up on the podcast. And this is the first time I'm pitching this to Brayden and Dylan. If they were to do an original story, would you guys like to see that be inside like a Alcatraz prison type of scenario?
They already did that in the 4th game, though.
Yeah.
No, they did Libertalia in the 4th game.
I mean, they
It's like a
could.
prison escape scene.
It's kind of similar, yeah, I guess.
I guess they could, but I don't really see the reason to. I think Uncharted's kind of run its course.
I mean,
They'll do a game with the daughter. It won't be Nathan Drake.
it's going to be Cassie. I can see if they were to do another game, it'll be Cassie with Nathan and Elena as side characters. And I could see Sully just kind of like having a cameo as a one-off.
No, you make Nick the new Sully.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the way I would, if you were to make a new like or hell, if you were to make a new movie, I would make it off of Cassie, or at least explain who she is in general, and have Nate and Elena be the Sully to Cassie, and Sully just kind of, I guess, well, I don't know, what's the best way of saying it? Have a letter saying he retired and call it a day. Like, that's the best way of saying it. Like, Sully can make a one-off and just call it a day. You can easily write him off. He's an old dude after all. That's not me being disrespectful. Yeah. He even mentions it. He gets in the fourth one. He goes, "I'm getting a little old for this stuff." So, I definitely think if they were to do a fifth game, well, sixth because it was a spinoff, I see them doing Cassie with Elena and Nate. I can see it being done very well as well. But they would have to have the right developers. That's the only thing I'd have to worry about.
Or
I'll be.
Go ahead, sorry. And I was gonna say, or what if they kind of take your idea, make it about Cassie, but make it into a movie? What if they like straight up say, all right, we're done adapting like old games, blah blah blah. The next game, it's not gonna be a game, it's gonna be a movie in the Uncharted franchise. Will be a movie. Yeah, it will be a movie. That'd be interesting.
The only issue with that is you'd run into an issue with the Horizon Zero Dawn, where like you had the perfect setup on Netflix. You had this big gap between Forbidden West and Horizon 3, which is where I think Horizon Netflix is going to take place. And because of the director, I think showrunner, he was, from what I'm told, a toxic asshole, and the workplace was just completely messed up.
Yeah.
I think, from what I gather, they could run into that issue. I'd rather it be a TV show, like how they did Fallout. Because with Fallout, you have, like, Fallout and Last of Us is probably the best way you're looking at it. If you were to do Uncharted, you couldn't do a movie. Not again.
Yeah, not again.
Especially if you're introducing a new character. If you're introducing a new character with Cassie, you'd have to establish ahead of time, like in a statement saying, we are not focusing on Nate and Elena. We're focusing on their daughter Cassie and her new adventure in X, Y, and Z. Like,
right.
Insert location here, you know. And I've realized Brayden just went on mute, so it's back to me and Dylan again with Ian. So, Dylan, what about you? Like, how do you think, if Hollywood were to go into the Uncharted territory, which they are, how do you expect them to do it if you were to go down the Cassie route?
Talk to Naughty Dog and do it right. Actually work with them.
That's the issue, though. I mean, Naughty Dog they're working on, are they on Ghost 2 right now? Or am I
think so. Nah, it's probably Ghost 2.
Yeah, I would think Ghost 2, or it's definitely not Last of Us.
Well, they're making a TV show, right, for Ghost? Or am I wrong?
That's happening, and I think it's the same. I think it's the showrunner with John Wick.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, so Ghost 2 is happening. I think a Ghost TV show is happening. Last of Us is happening.
Well, here's another thing. It just feels like they understand how to do video game adaptations better for TV, not for movies, which is also weird. Because like the Fallout show, that was fun. That was really good. I really liked that. I didn't think it would be good, but it was actually really good. The Last of Us show, it was good. They just followed the source material, and it's like, you know what? That was a good TV show. And then they'll do season 2 pretty shortly. But I just feel like they understand how to do it better through TV.
I'm not ready for Last of Us season 2.
I think they're rushing it.
I think they are too. I think, well, wait, Dylan, are you worried that they're gonna put the entire second game into season 2?
No, because like I've seen the photos and they look the exact same, like from the first season. They just added like tattoos to her. When like in the second game, she looked like way older, man.
That's kind of true, actually.
From what I'm reading online, they're doing the second game in like 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, it'll be multiple seasons.
So I think Bella Ramsey will definitely age up over time. We're gonna see. This is my honest theory. Season 3 will probably be Abby. You know, like her section.
I think so, yeah.
You would not be watching that.
Well, like a mix of Abby and then I can see them also throwing Joel in there a few times. And people are always worried that, oh, Pedro Pascal rapped. He's in Fantastic Four. I mean, we have to consider that people do have other projects going on. So, like, it gets down to the matter of the fact that where do you cut off the head? Like, what's the best way of saying it? Like, do you go by days? Because now you go Seattle day 1, Seattle day 2.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do it. Have they said how many episodes it is? Season 2?
I'm gonna look it up now. I'd assume it's gonna be same thing. Last was season 2.
Because if it's multiple seasons for season 2, then I don't know.
Last was season 2 episodes. I don't see an episode number. Wait, I just heard Braden's mic. Is Braden back?
Yeah, I was eating.
Okay, well, welcome back. I think it's still eating. Yep. I don't see a date on even. Yeah, I don't see any episodes. So let's assume it's the same amount of episodes. I can see them doing it realistically 9 to 12.
Yeah.
Let's play it safe and say 10. So 10 is them getting, like, killing Nora, for example. Like, getting up to that point. Spoilers for Last of Us 2. Then you cut off there, or like you have the last scene of, I don't know. If you didn't really want to, you could do flashbacks of season 2. That's all the Joel flashbacks. And the final scene and I always thought this was a fun idea. The final scene of season 2 is when they save Abby and company. Because we see her in the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, she is in it, yep.
Yeah. You see the point where, so we know Joel is definitely dying. But I would have the last shot of season 2 just be Joel saying, "You guys act like you heard of us. We did. Shotgun shot." And then it goes to black. That's how I would do it. Because that not only pisses off a shitload of people, that gets them to come back for season 3.
Yep.
And that's probably the best way of saying, we are not only just going to adapt to the source material, we are going to piss you off in more ways than one. And that's probably a decent way of doing it. It's like you want us to really piss you off. We're going to kill your favorite character, but we're not going to show you his fate yet.
See, and that's another thing. The TV format just works better for that type of video game. Because you can do cliffhangers like that. For a movie, it just wouldn't work, you know?
Well, that's because the game was built in chapters, though.
Yep.
Like, it's easier for them to do it
So
now.
I think the way that they choose to adapt a...
There goes Braden.
Braden. But, no, the way that they choose to adapt a video game is so important.
Yeah, and this is another interesting, and I want to bring up this interesting point. That's why Life is Strange was rumored to have a TV show for such a long time. Because they had the chapters.
Because it's the chapters, yep.
I think in 2013 to 2017, there was casting calls going around. But it turns out it was just for the second game. Oops. But I would like to see a Life is Strange TV show if you cast it right. I'm pretty sure
I think that would be pretty cool, actually. Like 6 episodes, or I guess 5 episodes.
Yeah, 5 episodes, but I want to understand, like, who do you bring in with a character? What characters do you use? Like, that's
Yeah.
the hard part. I wouldn't adapt the first game because they're extending the first game technically with the new game coming out.
Oh, are they? Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing double exposure with Max.
And they're doing, and they already have that the prequel game. What's it called? I forget.
Before the Storm.
Yeah, they also have that, so that would be a lot to adapt. Maybe they do like second game.
No, the second game was very political.
Really? I've only seen like the first few chapters of that.
Yeah, it was very political, and if I'm right, like the only reason I say it's extremely political is because, so spoilers for. I mean, I think the trailer shows it.
Yeah, it's fine.
But Sean and his brother, I think is Nate Diaz. I'm gonna call him Nate.
Mm-hmm.
So the little brother has the power, and it kills a police officer after a huge explosion.
Uh-huh.
They're Mexican, and they run. They run far.
Yep.
You see what his politics get in play here?
Yeah.
And my biggest gripe about it is they leaned so heavily into it. When multiple times throughout the game, your friend calls you and says, "My dad's a lawyer. We can get you out of this." And Sean is such a dumbass saying, "No, we don't want a lawyer. We can run away." You're getting a lifeline out. That's why I don't think we're going to see Sean and Nate anymore.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's why they released a new book, and it was based around True Colors. So, I think if they do that, it's going to be based around Steph. Probably with Alex. But I'd be worried about casting. That's the hardest part about it. And, like, how do you show the powers? There's a lot of stuff that goes into Life is Strange where it's like, oh, shit, we need to very carefully worry about this.
And I feel like with Hollywood, they're just not going to do that. They are not going to give it the time to, like, actually make it good.
Yeah, and it comes down to the ultimate thing. Hollywood does not understand video games like the way we want them to. And now, Dylan, I wanted to ask you this when we were working together, but I completely forgot to. If you had to take away one piece of video game media out there that's movie related, I'm going to take off Borderlands off the table. What is it?
Like anything?
Anything. Any type of video game media.
If I take a past movie, does that destroy like the new movie?
No. So let's say if you were to choose, I don't know, Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 2 could still come out.
Well, what if I take the one out with George Lopez?
Yeah,
like the live action one.
Yeah.
Does that also destroy like the new one? Because
no, because
the old
it's
one's
animated.
only there. But there's no old one. There's no new one. Then, you know.
Maybe.
Okay, we're overthinking this. It's what became a simple question became very, very.
Yeah, but like if the old one's never live action, they would never been like, oh, we should make this like CGI now, you know?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying, and
So you're saying like impact matters.
yeah. So I would say, let's put it this way: if you were to choose one thing where yes, timeline matters, what are you taking away?
Wait, nothing. What the heck?
No, this is not a choice. You're choosing something.
Said nothing.
Nothing.
This episode doesn't leave.
If timeline matters, then nothing.
Okay, what about the Resident Evil movies?
Because we learn from our mistakes.
There you go.
They're kind of mid though.
Yeah, but if they're not made, they never make the new ones.
Are they making a new one?
Impact matters, man.
I like how this became a Hollywood doesn't understand video games episode to us just completely critiquing the hell out of Hollywood.
Well, I mean, it's just where it was gonna go anyway. Because let's be real,
Yeah.
Hollywood these days is little mid.
So we're gonna definitely have to figure out how to word this properly. That's going to be a fun task for me tonight. Hell, we're at 40 minutes. I'll keep going if you guys want to go. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, get into the impact.
Okay, so if I had to take one movie off the map, it would, like, I think Ian would say Resident Evil. I disagree. I'd say Mortal Kombat. I don't think we need a Mortal Kombat movie out there. Like
The new one, even the new one.
Even the new one.
I like the
And
new one,
Brayden's
though.
back.
The second one, I think, right?
The new one's not that bad.
Also, Brayden's back, so I want to extend the question to him soon. I think he's back. He didn't talk yet.
I had to leave and come back. Hold on.
It's okay.
Welcome back.
Ask him the question.
Okay, so Brayden, we were just talking about if you had to remove one piece of video game media in history, what is it?
When you say piece of video game media, what do you mean? Like video game movies or like?
Yeah,
What do you
movie or TV show. I know what you're gonna say. Don't say Gran Turismo.
Oh, you mean like a specific one?
Wait, that actually works, though.
I'd get rid of. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like
Hate to say
all the video game movies. I really can't think of a lot. Now that you ask that.
Well, the
question.
old Street Fighter movies, those are bones. Those are actually bones.
I would get rid of probably the Borderlands movie. Both of them.
Every video game movie I just looked up.
After Gran Turismo, of course, but that's just me.
Yeah, after Gran Turismo. Knowing you. Wow. Rotten Tomatoes, Street Fighter, 11%.
That's crazy.
That was
some
a
of those are kinda
94.
Yeah, or the Dragon Ball one.
Oh, that movie's so bad.
That one's
I
actually
Not
really
a
bad.
video game.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean,
What about Five Nights at Freddy's?
mean, it is, but it isn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't get rid of it,
The
but it was
thing
pretty
with Five Nights at Freddy's is I feel like it's a Sonic situation where like the first one was really bad, but as they go on, they'll get kind of good.
Yeah, because they said they're gonna make the next one more like horror focused.
I think the first one wasn't good. Obviously, the first one was like fine. It was kind of bad.
I mean,
but, like,
it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah, but I think it'll be like Sonic, where like the first one they didn't really know what they're doing. Now they're like, okay, we can kind of get a little more good.
yeah, but there's a cap there, though. They can never reach their full potential because they never go rated R. They just PG-13.
I don't know why it's PG-13. That's so annoying.
So,
So stupid.
Ian and Dylan, you guys are both right. There is a second Mortal Kombat movie coming out December 24th. I mean, not
Yeah,
December.
I'll be there day one.
October
actually.
24th. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, December 5th, 2025. Mortal Kombat 2, October 2025. Minecraft movie, April 4th, 2025. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3, December 20th of 2024. We were 2 days off. So, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on here. Like, Untitled Dead by Daylight film, Days Gone, Death Stranding. That's gonna be a good movie, I think. I hope they do
Stranding
Death
movie?
Stranding well.
Let's see.
Because I like Death Stranding.
Like, what are they gonna do though? He just walks the whole movie.
It's A24 though, so
Ooh, that's interesting.
I just saw
That's
this. I'm
pretty
looking at the movie list.
Wait a second.
In development, A24.
That's all you had to mention. Never mind. That's a day one.
That's a
Yeah.
10 out of 10 right there.
There's a lot of stuff out here. It's like, wow. Like, this has the potential of being something good. What I'm worried about, though, is Sonic. Sonic is going to overshadow Minecraft in so many ways.
Get it?
Good, deserved.
Shadow.
But don't... Wait, hang on.
Minecraft is gonna get a bunch of like. Okay. Minecraft is gonna get a bunch of like ironic people to watch it. That's how they're gonna make money.
Old horny men.
Hey.
For who?
You mean for who,
The
bro?
creeper?
Minecraft's a weird game, bro. Have you seen the guy who made it? He looks like a creeper, man.
Wait, isn't
That's why
Notch
I call
like
him
actually
creeper.
weird? Isn't he like a
Yeah, Notch is like actually a pedo.
Sheesh.
Let's keep it down to PG-13. We talked about this beforehand. We talked about this in between episodes, guys. Come on.
Come on, Dylan.
I'm just speaking facts, though. Like,
Dylan, you're
that's what's gonna happen.
But yeah, Notch is, he's not a good person. That's why he sold it. He does
I don't
have
think
one
that's
hell of
why
a
he sold
house. Like, his house is insane. It's an insane house. Have you ever seen the photos of it?
I've been in there.
So much I want to say after this, but oh god, so much. But all right, so yeah, here's the biggest thing with movies and TV shows. It's a whole different format. You have more flexibility with a TV show. Tell me how different. Like, throw Fallout into a movie format. Show me how. Like, can you imagine how different that looks? You couldn't flesh out Goal. No pun intended there. And you couldn't flesh out Maximus and Lucy. You couldn't do that. You wouldn't be able to get invested in those characters. But if you would, like, that's the hard part. Like you just said, if you'd have to do it all at once, and then it would become one of those movies where it's like, I gotta watch more than once to figure out what the hell is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But with the TV show, you have certain episodes that focus on certain characters, so we know who and who matters. That's why I think TV shows are better for video games. And hell, I think you could argue maybe TV shows should stay in the video game era. Like, maybe don't even have a movie for video games anymore. Now, is that a hot take? Maybe. I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people absolutely feel that way, but it's something there. It's something to chew on, you know? Like, there's not a coincidence on why Arcane is doing so well. Why, if you look at why people leaked Arcane. I mean, there's a reason why people are excited for it. Like, it's just that big of a deal. That's why it works. You have stuff that you can flesh out because you have 9 episodes. I still think they're doing 12, but knowing Netflix, they're going to stick to the 9 episode format.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, yeah, with TV, you have 9 episodes, which means 9, maybe to 11 hours of content, depending on how long you do it. With TV shows, people aren't used to standing. Not TV. With movies, you're expecting to be in 2.5 hours, and now you're not supposed to be in there for 9 hours. Mm-hmm. So you have to fit in so much content with, I don't know, 2.5 hours, maybe less. How long was the Super Mario movie? Do we know?
Like 100 minutes, probably.
Wow, that's not long at all.
Nope.
It was like an hour and a half.
That's like
Yeah, probably.
that's like a short.
That's like 1 episode.
Yeah, like that's probably what I should definitely see Arcane giving first episode. Like, especially if they're doing feature length, like the rumors. Like, I definitely see it like being iffy in one of those ways that you have to deal with so much with such an amount of time. And that's why I think certain movies are that bad. That's why I think Borderlands, we can argue, was that bad.
Yeah.
They only had a certain amount of time to do it.
It's just too hard to adapt it all.
And I honestly wonder, and this does make you wonder, what happens if you give Borderlands a TV show? Does it become better because you're invested in these characters now?
Honestly, I think so. I think 100%. I think if you give it time for them to build the characters, like you said, give it like more of you can like with TV shows, you have more time to make it technically. Like you have more, you're given more resources, you're given more time. You can go to like the writers' room and say like, hey, this isn't working, let's adjust this. It's easier to adjust things on the fly with TV shows, and so I think Borderlands 100%.
What about you, Dylan? You think if Borderlands was a TV show, it would have done better?
I mean, a little bit better, but I mean,
You're not like you don't think it would be like a holy shit.
TV show format's like hard to do with Borderlands.
So like you don't think
Kind of, yeah.
like if you look at Borderlands, you don't think it's going to be like a big different jump as what we got now.
Yeah.
Braden,
Yeah,
is your mic going?
Yep.
Okay, what about you?
I don't really think so. I think they were misguided from the beginning. If you're gonna do any like a TV show, I mean, like they did what I'd expect them to do for a movie about Borderlands, because like that's just kind of like the tone of the games. But like they just could have done it more interesting, I guess. I think a movie would have been fine if they just knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair.
they didn't.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like you wanted it to work, and it just straight up did not work. And it sucks too, because when I first saw the poster, I was like, "Oh, Borderlands, that looks like it's a good movie." I was excited for it, and then you see the trailer. Oh shit! I'm still excited for it, but oh shit! And then you watch it. Oh.
But I wonder for Borderlands, because this is kind of the opposite. Like this is like the complete opposite thing they did with Fallout. Fallout, they had a good show, like a really good show that people really liked, but they're not gonna make a game for like 5 years, maybe more. But with Borderlands, they released the movie. They already announced Borderlands 4 for next year. Like, I think
What's
it was
like
just
a
a marketing
rush?
strategy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they just made the movie to be like, hey, play the fourth game. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I need to pull up something real quick. Secret level TV show, because I want to see what games are like. What's all the games in it?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Secret level games. Okay, a list of every game featured in secret level. So here's the games that are,
Concord.
which ironically enough, yes, Dylan, did you hear about that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, Concord's
That's
in
so
it.
crazy. That's so crazy to me.
Pac-Man, Warhammer 40,000, Concord, Mega Man, Unreal Tournament. That should be a fun episode. New World, Armored Core, Spelunky, Honor Kings, Seafood, Dungeons and Dragons, Outer Worlds, Crossfire, Exodus, and a bunch of PlayStation games.
Exodus.
Exodus should be interesting.
I think I know that guy.
That
And
sounds familiar.
I understand that reference. Now, PlayStation. That's interesting. Now, I could kind of think of a certain thief. Maybe he's Raccoon.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
He uses a cane.
What?
Crash Bandicoot.
Just hear me out. Maybe
He's not a thief.
if we're having God of War, if we have Kratos inside of a city, who's to say a certain raccoon,
raccoon.
never stole it off him?
Kratos isn't a raccoon. What the heck?
What the heck?
No shit. I'm just saying, this is the perfect way of, like, so it says PlayStation, which will feature a number. So not just like one or two. A number of PS games and characters.
Season 2, you never know.
Who knows? This might be a big one. Like, I think if Sly is going to make an appearance in anything other than Astrobot, this is it.
Yep.
Like, Sly 5 got made by Astrobot, technically.
I'll imagine that.
Like, so the fact that in Dungeons and Dragons, that'll be a cool one to see. But Concord, that's awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Bro, that's so baffling to me. Did they just forget they're in that show?
I wonder. Yeah.
Like I don't understand that.
Yeah, which is blowing my mind because they had to forget. Because you can only imagine people see secret levels. They see gets Concord. Oh shit, maybe that looks good.
Yeah, hey, I'll check that out. And then they can't because the game closed.
It's delisted after 11 days.
What are they doing?
Alright, guys, so we're at 55 minutes.
Holy. Holy yeah.
I think this is actually now, we've set a record. Congratulations on that end. For the longest podcast episode in history.
I mean, I feel like it was warranted, though. I feel like there's just a lot to
There was a lot to cover, yeah. This might become a next level lore episode. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's just a lot.
Hell, yeah. I'll make it next level lore just for fun. So, I think we have. What's I say? We got 5 minutes and 4 minutes and now. It's 56 minutes. Do you want to go to the 1 hour mark or do you want to call it now?
We can do final thoughts.
Alright, so I want to do final thoughts. Let's go around the room. Dylan, we haven't heard you much in 56 minutes. So please, final thoughts. Kick us off.
Yeah, stop making them.
What?
Just stop making them.
No, bro.
Some things don't need to get made.
But, yes, I agree, stop making them, but stop making them based on already existing material. Make it new like Arcane.
Like, make it almost like a prequel like Arcane.
Yeah,
I mean,
just make
yeah,
it new,
but...
make it new lore. Don't make it like, oh, I've already seen this in the game. Like, why am I seeing this again? Make it something new.
That's fair.
Like Fallout, that was something new.
That's something brand new.
Yeah, just make it not based off something. Make it based off something that doesn't exist, and it'll be good.
Now, Ian, do you want me to count that as your final thoughts, or do you want...
Yeah. If Brandon says something dumb, I'll roast him for it.
All right.
Would never happen.
So, Braden, what do you think? What's your final thought?
Stop making them forever.
Really, dude?
Really?
Forever and ever.
Do you think, out of all the things you could have said,
Is that a real thought?
is that like a real thought, or like a serious, like you don't
Are
want
you
them to be
baiting?
made?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna make them, at least try to like understand what makes the game so popular. Try to like incorporate like if you're gonna make them, be a fan of the game first and foremost, and see if you're able to even tell the story with like a movie format. Because you make like a Zelda movie that's so much like lore and stuff that you'd have to put into a singular like hour and a half movie that people might just be like, hey, we're gonna make money off of the brand alone, so let's just like let's just like
Oh, you're fine. You can
like
swear.
make a generic action movie. Let's just make like a generic action movie, you know? That's what I don't want them to do.
Yeah, and that's what kind of Borderlands could turn into, like a generic sci-fi action.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is going to be my hot take of the, I think, probably ever. I think they need to make them, and they shouldn't stop making them, because the more you make them, well, yes, they may never learn, but that will cause Hollywood to wake the fuck up in every way, shape, and form. And Ian, you said this earlier in the episode. I do not remember the timestamp. Because we're already an hour in. But you need to keep making them. You need to learn from your mistakes. Because the more you make them, the more you understand where you messed up. And where you messed up, that's where you know where to improve. And Braden, you just said it best. If you understand what the source material is, and you can adapt that perfectly, you have magic. But there's the point. You need to understand the story. You not only understand it, you need to respect it. You need to have people that are like willing to say, I am not going to question this.
Yep.
And like you said, have people at the games that are fans of the games direct it. I think if you do that, then the honeymoon is back. Like I said this a while ago, is the honeymoon over? I don't think it is. I think they're going through a messy divorce right now. Do I think they can get it together? Back? Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So, do you guys want to say goodbye, or should I say goodbye for you?
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. It's been
Bye
fun.
bye.
See you in the next one.
See you next time.
You heard them, everybody. Thank you for joining this very long episode of the Uplifted Gamer podcast. If you made it this long, you have my respect. I don't expect this to be that viewed. So as always, you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.